What if I told you that one simple choice you make every night could decide whether you wake up strong, energized, and confident as a man over 60? Not a new pill, not a strict routine, but something so basic most men ignore it their entire lives. The truth is what you wear or don't wear to bed may quietly control your hormones, your blood flow, and even your performance as a man. Surprised you should be, because this small habit can either drain your vitality or restore it. In just a moment, I'll reveal why urologists like me tell men over 60 to ditch the pajamas. And trust me, the science behind it will change the way you think about sleep forever. Before we dive in, tell me where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments, I'd love to know. And if you care about living strong, confident, and healthy after 60, hit that subscribe button now so you never miss advice that could add years of strength to your life. Now let's uncover the very first hidden benefit that happens when you give your body the freedom it deserves at night. When night falls, your body follows a rhythm that has been written into your biology for thousands of years. One of the most important steps in that rhythm is the cooling of your core temperature. As you prepare to sleep, your brain begins releasing melatonin, the hormone that signals your body to rest deeply and repair itself. But here's the catch: if your body cannot cool down the way it was designed to, this natural rhythm is interrupted. Think about the way many men over 60 prepare for bed. Heavy pajamas, tight underwear, synthetic fabrics that trap heat. Instead of supporting the natural drop in temperature, these layers lock in warmth. What happens next? Restless tossing, waking up at odd hours, grogginess in the morning. You may blame age, but often the real thief of your energy is simply what you wear at night. Deep sleep is not just about closing your eyes. It is the time when your body repairs cells, balances hormones, and clears the mind of waste. Miss these deep stages, and you don't just feel tired, you lose clarity, strength, and even motivation. Imagine trying to live each day with half your battery drained before you even start. That's what poor sleep does. Now consider what changes when you sleep naked. Your skin breathes freely. Heat escapes naturally. Your groin area stays at a balanced temperature, which is more than just comfort, it directly supports your hormones. For men, temperature is tightly linked to testosterone and overall vitality. Even if fertility is no longer your concern, testosterone still shapes your mood, your drive, your muscle strength, and your confidence. I often hear older men say that part of my life is behind me, but it's not. Healthy testosterone is not about chasing youth. It's about keeping the fire of life burning now. It's about waking up with clearer thoughts, stronger energy, and a confident sense of self. Sleeping without clothing may seem subtle, but it is one of the simplest and most powerful ways to help your body keep producing what it needs. And here's something you may not realize: the small barriers you place between your skin and the air at night can accumulate into years of stolen energy. 8 hours of overheating every night adds up to thousands of hours of lost recovery. On the other hand, giving your body freedom night after night builds a foundation of healing that no supplement can match. Science proves this. Men who improve their sleep cycles experience better focus, sharper memory, and greater physical strength. Your body knows how to recover, it only needs the right environment. Stripping away those extra layers is the fastest way to create it. Let me ask you this. Would you like to wake up tomorrow feeling more refreshed than you have in years? If your answer is yes, type yes in the comments right now. It may sound like a small action, but committing to it can be the beginning of change. Because sleep sets the stage for everything else: energy, hormones, circulation, even confidence. When your nights are broken, your days are broken. But when your nights are whole, your days become stronger. And this is only the first step. Once you understand how temperature control unlocks better rest, you'll see how it connects directly to another hidden benefit of sleeping naked: the powerful balance of your hormones. That's what we'll explore next. As men move past the age of 60, one truth is universal: testosterone naturally begins to decline. This fact alone often leads many to believe their strongest years are gone. But what most men don't realize is that the rate of this decline can be accelerated or slowed by the habits you keep each day and night. Poor sleep, elevated body temperature, and chronic stress all act like invisible thieves. They drain the very strength you should still be enjoying, leaving you weaker, less motivated, and less confident than you deserve to feel. Here's what happens inside your body. When your nights are restless and your core stays too warm, your brain signals the wrong response. Instead of producing testosterone, it raises cortisol, the stress hormone. Cortisol is what I call the silent thief. It doesn't shout, it doesn't warn, but it steals from you every night. It interrupts your sleep cycles, dulls your desire, makes it harder to achieve and maintain an erection, and slowly chips away at your confidence. I have spoken with men who confess, "Doctor, I just don't feel like myself anymore." Their mornings feel heavy. Their energy is gone. Their drive to engage in life fades. They assume it's just the unavoidable cost of aging. But in truth, what they are experiencing is a hormonal imbalance, one that could be softened simply by changing how they prepare for sleep. This is where sleeping naked creates an immediate impact. When your body is allowed to cool naturally, when nothing heavy or tight presses against you, your nervous system calms. Cortisol levels drop, your body begins to reset. And in that calm, something remarkable happens. Your testosterone production is restored. Most of a man's daily testosterone is produced during sleep, especially during the first cycles of deep rest. If you rob yourself of that quality sleep, you rob yourself of hormone support. But if you honor it, you give your body permission to heal. This isn't about pretending you're 20 again. It's about living fully at 60, 70, and beyond. It's about clarity in your thoughts, stamina in your body, and confidence in how you carry yourself. Respecting your body's rhythms rather than fighting them is the key. And the truth is simple. You are not broken. You are not past your prime. You just need to remove the barriers holding your natural strength back. Imagine waking up after several weeks of better rest. Your mornings feel lighter. You walk with more purpose. You find yourself enjoying small moments again. That's what happens when testosterone is supported instead of suppressed. It doesn't come overnight, but slowly and surely the energy you thought was lost begins to return. Now let me ask you, have you ever felt like your motivation and strength were slipping away faster than they should? If you have, type the number 1 in the comments. It's a simple way to acknowledge that you're ready to fight back and reclaim what's yours. Because once your hormones are in balance, everything else in your health changes. Your strength, your focus, your desire, even your mood, all are lifted by this shift. And that path of recovery doesn't stop with hormones. It flows directly into another critical area of a man's health, the circulation of blood throughout the body. That's where we're headed next. Blood flow is the foundation of life. Every heartbeat pushes oxygen and nutrients to your brain, your muscles, your nerves. When circulation is strong, you think more clearly, move with strength, and recover faster. But when blood flow weakens, the effects ripple through every part of your body. And for men over 60, the very first warning sign often shows up in the most private place, the bedroom. Erections are not just about desire. At their core, they are a circulatory event. If blood does not flow properly, firmness fades. This is why doctors often say that a man's sexual health is an early window into his vascular health. Long before heart disease or strokes appear, poor circulation may quietly show itself through reduced performance, and many men assume this is just age. But in truth, it is often the result of years of restricted blood flow. Tight underwear, snug pajamas, and heavy layers pressing against the pelvis, thighs, and lower abdomen night after night. Heat builds, pressure increases. Blood vessels and nerves that need freedom are quietly suffocated. Now imagine the opposite. Sleeping naked removes those barriers. Your vessels open, your skin breathes, your groin stays cool and balanced. The tissues responsible for arousal receive better oxygen and circulation. Over weeks and months, this freedom allows recovery. Sensitivity returns. Stronger morning erections reappear. And with them, your confidence grows, not just in intimacy, but in your entire life. Circulation is not only about sexual performance, it is about energy movement and even mental clarity. Think about your heart. Think about your brain. Both depend on steady oxygen delivery. When blood moves freely, you wake up refreshed, ready to think, ready to act. When circulation is blocked, fatigue and fog take over. And here's the surprising part. What happens during the 8 hours you spend in bed can decide how your body performs in the other 16. If you spend your nights compressing your circulation, you carry that stress into your mornings. But if you free your body during those same hours, you wake renewed, supported, and strong. That is why this habit matters so much more than comfort. It's a silent investment into your future health. Many men discover this truth too late. They wait until their heart shows signs of trouble, until their energy is too low to enjoy daily life. But you have the chance to make a shift now. A shift that costs nothing, requires no complicated routine, yet supports your most vital systems. Sleeping without clothing is that shift. So let me ask you, do you believe that blood flow is the secret to staying strong after 60? If you do, type the number 2 in the comments. I want to see how many men understand that vitality starts with circulation. Because here's the final piece of the puzzle: circulation doesn't only strengthen your body, it strengthens your confidence. It gives you the assurance that your body can still respond, still perform, still carry you forward. And that confidence extends beyond the physical. It reaches into the most important area of life in later years: the intimacy and connection with the people you love. That is the next benefit of sleeping naked, and it may be the one that touches your heart the most. For many men over 60, the greatest pain is not only physical decline, but the quiet distance that begins to grow between themselves and the people they love. I have spoken with countless men who tell me their bodies still function, yet the spark in their marriage has faded. They lie beside their partner each night but feel miles apart. Confidence slips, hesitation grows, and intimacy begins to feel out of reach. This sense of disconnection hurts more deeply than any muscle ache or stiff joint. It touches the heart, the spirit, and the dignity of a man. Here is where a surprising truth comes in. Sleeping naked is not just about temperature or blood flow, it is about closeness. When skin touches skin, even without sexual activity, something remarkable happens. Your body releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Oxytocin lowers stress, calms the nervous system, and reminds your brain that you are safe, cared for, and loved. Couples who begin this simple practice often notice a subtle but powerful change. The walls of distance soften. Conversations feel easier. A sense of trust begins to return. For men who have struggled to reach for their partner, this habit opens a new doorway. Intimacy no longer feels forced. It grows naturally from the comfort of closeness. And intimacy at this age is not only about desire, it is about feeling connected, about knowing you are not alone, about building moments of tenderness that make life meaningful. Even for men who are single, this practice carries deep value. Sleeping without clothing is not about preparing for someone else. It is about honoring yourself. It is about saying, "This is my body, and I am not ashamed of it." At 60, 70, or beyond, that message matters. Dignity is not given by age, it is claimed by the choices you make each day. Choosing to sleep freely is a way of claiming that dignity. I have seen men begin gently, loosening the waistband of their sleepwear, switching to lighter sheets, taking a warm shower before bed, then sliding into clean linens with nothing between their skin and the air. Slowly, they discover something unexpected. They sleep more deeply. They wake with greater ease. And most importantly, they feel more present in their own skin. This new comfort radiates into relationships. A man who feels at peace with himself can reach for his partner without fear. He can share moments of closeness without pressure. That kind of intimacy strengthens not only desire but love itself. Think about the signals you send your body. When you wrap yourself tightly in layers, you send a message of tension. But when you allow yourself to rest freely, skin to sheets, you send a message of release. Your nervous system hears it, your partner feels it, and you wake not just rested but restored in spirit. So let me ask you, have you ever felt the distance growing between you and someone you care about? If you want to rebuild that closeness, type the word love in the comments. It is a reminder that intimacy is still possible no matter your age. Because in the end, this practice is not about vanity or pretending to be young again. It is about connection with your partner, with your body, and with your life. And when that connection grows, the sense of isolation that often shadows men in later years begins to fade. And this brings us to the final truth. Sleeping naked is not only about health, but about wholeness. That's what we'll explore in closing. Your body's not broken. You are not past your prime. At 60, 70, and beyond, you are still evolving. You still have strength waiting inside you. What you need is not more stress, not more rules, but small daily choices that honor the rhythms your body already knows. Sleeping naked may sound simple, but it touches everything that matters. It helps you cool down and rest deeply. It restores balance to your hormones so you wake with clarity and drive. It frees your circulation, keeping your heart, your brain, and your intimacy alive. And it strengthens connection with yourself, with your partner, and with life itself. This habit will not solve every challenge, but it can be the first step. A quiet act of respect for your body. A reminder that healing often begins in the simplest ways. Tonight, when you prepare for bed, consider this choice. Remove the barriers. Let your skin breathe. Allow your body the freedom to remember its own power. If this message spoke to you, if even a part of you thought I needed to hear that, then I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Here we talk about men's health after 60 with honesty, science, and care, because you deserve guidance that respects your age and your strength. So tonight, take this step not for vanity, not for youth, but for health, for healing, and for the freedom to wake tomorrow with more energy, more confidence, and more life than you thought possible. And remember, you are not alone. There are thousands of men walking this path with you. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video.